Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. My name is Doctorate and I'm so excited to do my 2025 pet shopping list from Amazon video with you guys today. This is the first time I've done one of these videos, but I had a lot of requests for some pet stocking stuffers, holiday gift ideas, and so I've curated and had a great time curating an Amazon wish list for you guys, and we're gonna go over that today. I have options for both dog and cat. I've got some splurge options, I've got some budget options, and I think we're gonna have a really fun time with this. If you like these type of videos, definitely thumbs up and like, and let me know in the comments what you guys are thinking about getting this holiday season, and I can look into them further for you. So everything that I am going to discuss today is going to be linked in the description box below. Just hit the more button and you will see links to everything there. They will also be linked in my Amazon storefront so that you guys can have easy access. Okay, so let's get started.
La 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 la.
So we're gonna start out with toys, which was the most requested option to talk about some holiday picks for pets. So toys was the number one. And I do have a bunch of toys that I'm going to recommend that you guys can pick up on Amazon, but there is one little niche that I think is really fun that I want to bring up, and we will expand upon this maybe in a later video, but that's the pet toy subscription boxes. And so really quick, I just want to mention, I think that these are a wonderful gift option because you can get these subscription boxes. I love them. They're fun to open. They've got all kinds of toys in there, usually multiple toys, multiple treats. And so if you have like a couple dogs, you can open the box and you can use those things as individual stocking stuffers. You can gift them. They make wonderful gifts. And so I've personally subscribed to BarkBox. I had a great time when I used to get the BarkBox. I used to get the Super Chewer. And it came with all these really cute holiday-centric, different holidays, different themes, and the toys are so absolutely cute. The treats are really good too. Treats are treats, so I don't really too much about the nutrition in them because we are just using them as a treat. And so the treats were fun, but I think the toys were even funner in these boxes. So I just wanted to mention that at the start of this video. I am going to link 2 subscription boxes below, and then I'm going to get into hopefully more of them later. If you guys want to, go ahead and leave me a comment and we can go deeper into subscription services and the best deals you can get for these pet toy subscription services. But I did want to send a shout out to BarkBox that's running some really good holiday deals right now. You can get a free Yeti bowl. You can like double your order and get some really good deals right there. So definitely check that out in the description box. I did the Super Chewer. I did find that my dogs were still able to chew through those. So for the really heavy chewers, I have been looking for some alternatives. And I found this company called Bully Make. They make some more really robust toy boxes for our big chewers. And I was able to secure for you guys 50% off your first box there. And so that, I think I went through the process. I haven't ordered mine yet. I am sitting down to order that hopefully soon. But as I was going through the process of ordering it, I think it takes your first order down to like $14. Again, you get multiple things in there. So I'm gonna go ahead in this video and include that in case you wanna look into it before the big video, the coupon code for that as well. All right, let's get into the Amazon finds. Okay, so I love Kong. Kong is always on my list. In fact, I've included like the whole store on my list because pretty much anything from Kong I like. They make excellent stocking stuffers, so you can get the little original guy where you can stuff the treats in there. I love that there are different grades of toughness. So again, if you have one of those Super Chewers, you can get the harder rubber there, and it's just to make sure, of course, you always want to use these with supervision. Any type of toy, I guess just disclaimer, veterinary disclaimer, you can't take the veterinarian out of the veterinarian here. You want to use these obviously with supervision because accidents do happen, and we definitely don't want any accidents to happen ever, but definitely not during the holiday season. And so, you know, just side note on that, but anything Kong, I love them all. This one right here, which is the original, is only $13.96. We made Black Friday deals on Amazon. You may be able to get it a little bit cheaper, but this makes a great stocking stuffer. You can get the little mini petite up into the big one. And so anything Kong, anything Kong, anything Kong, you cannot go wrong. The next thing is super adorable, super cute. This was actually brought to my attention from a client that had a new puppy. This is called Huggy Pup. It is a little toy that you can use while you're crate training your new puppy, and then, you know, thereafter, I guess, if it is something that really brings them comfort. But it's this little teddy bear, and you can warm it, and it brings warmth, but it also brings, it has like a sound machine in it, and it mimics the heartbeat of the mom. And so if you have a new puppy and they're struggling with crate training, or they're struggling with needing that extra comfort, this is so cute and so amazing. Not super expensive, $19.99, and so I think it's a really good deal. Would make a really cute gift maybe for someone that you know is getting a puppy this holiday season. Not that I recommend giving puppies as gifts if the people aren't ready for them, but maybe if you're getting a new puppy for your kid, one of your children, and you haven't got the puppy yet, you could like wrap up the Huggy Pup and then be like, surprise, this is for your new puppy. I don't know, I thought it was a great idea. The client that told me about it really loved it, said it did a really good job helping facilitate that crate training, because the puppy felt comfortable and was able to rest quietly, and so thumbs up on that one. Next one is one of my dog Carmen's favorites, and those are the mini tennis balls. And so big tennis balls are great. If you have a big dog, big tennis balls are great. But if you have a small dog or a brachycephalic like Carmen, she literally cannot get that tennis ball in her mouth, but she wants to so bad. And so these mini tennis balls are super, super, super fun. Again, they can be a great stocking stuffer. You can load the stocking up for them. What I would suggest is take a few out of the bag and then hide the rest, because what happens in my household is they're everywhere. And so she kicks them under the couch, she kicks them, behind the refrigerator, and they get lost, they resurface, and then before you know it, they're all gone. And so that's why I recommend like the big pack of these things. But she can get them in their mouth. They aren't small, at least you gotta be careful. You gotta use the right size for the right dog, but they're small enough for her that she can get them in her mouth but not choke, and she has a blast with them. Okay, so let's give some cat love here. Looked for a lot of cat toys. I wanted to do something a little bit funner than just your regular like little mouse toys or feather toys. So I wanted to give you guys some more creative options, and I found this interactive cat mat. It's a felt mat. It has a cover with some different holes in there, and I can absolutely envision kittens and cats going underneath there and snuggling around, popping out of the holes, getting their nails and claws in the felt, and having a really good time. I do not have one of these personally, but they looked like an amazing enrichment and fun time to have. You do need to check, because there are different ones on Amazon. Some had not so good reviews, some had a little bit better reviews. So I linked the one in the description box that had the better reviews. So double check size and things like that, just in case. Of course, when you order on Amazon, the wonderful thing is if it doesn't turn out to be what you want, you can return it. But I think the concept is a really fun idea, and so I went ahead and included that in there for cats. Similarly for cats, I found this really fun. They call it a cat shell. It looks like a giant felt hamster ball. Again, I thought another really fun interactive idea, and multi-purpose, right? And I think you could actually probably use this for small dogs as well. So it's a nice felt, almost like hamster ball. And so they can get in it, they can play, they can roll around, they can hide in it, they can use it as a little bed. And so I thought that would be another wonderful gift that you guys could try out. Okay, the next one is kind of silly, but I like it, so I'm including it here. And this could be for dogs, cats, or maybe even husbands, okay? So this is a corner scratcher. So it's a little device that you can stick to one of your corners. I think we all have, at least all of us that have cats, have seen our cats go to the corner. They love to like rub their face on the corner, and you get those lovely little smudge marks. They're scratching their face, they're scenting. They want you to scratch their face. Dogs do it too. Obviously, this is a little bit more geared to cats. But you pop this thing in the corner, and then they can go and they can rub and scratch. I've seen this for large animals. You can see them out there all the time for like cattle and stuff, where they attach them to trees and then the cattle use them. But this is like the cat/dog version. And so I thought that could be super useful. And then I was thinking it could also double. You can put one in your cart for your husband as well, because my husband is constantly asking me if I can scratch his back and trying to get my kids to scratch his back. So pop those in one of your husband's closets, and then they can scratch their own back too. So you're welcome, not just for pets. Okay, this one is probably my favorite. This is probably my favorite toy that I discovered as I was shopping for you guys, and this is the taco mat. Tacos are my favorite food. Every year for my birthday, that's what I request is tacos. I could eat tacos in Mexican every single day of the week. And so when I found this taco snuffle mat, it spoke to me. Okay, guys, it spoke to me. What it is for dogs. It is a little mat that has all these nooks and crevices that you hide things in. And so it's interactive and it allows like the smells to like waft up, and the dogs put their face in there and they all smell around and they do all these fun activities. It keeps them enriched. It keeps them busy. And I just thought it was absolutely cute. It rolls up into like a little burrito and then it unrolls. And so you guys, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. The last one I've seen all around. You can find videos everywhere of dogs doing this. It never ceases to amaze me. And you can use this for cats too, but I've primarily seen it for dogs. I've actually seen pigs and other animals use it as well, but it's the little talk buttons. And so this is a great like training tool as well as interactive tool / toy. You can record different phrases and then you can teach your pet like essentially to talk to. And so I thought that was a really interesting concept. I love bonding time that you guys can have with your pets that is not like food motivated. So many people fall down to food is love. And so food doesn't have to be love. That can lead to obesity. And you know, I do not like obese pets. We know that leaner pets live longer. And so I like to encourage you guys to have activities that you can do with your pet that are not surrounded around food. And so this is a really cool training tool, and it is amazing the number of words these guys can use and kind of communicate back and forth. And so I wanted to put, it says dog buttons, but you can use it for cats, I'm sure, as well, on this list for you guys to check out. Okay, next up is treats. I'm not gonna include a lot of treats because, you know, treats are treats. There's so many out there. They're just for fun. Lots of different options out there. And really, if you keep them less than 10%, you guys can go hog wild on treats. You do wanna make sure that treats are safe. Again, you wanna make sure that they are being given with supervision. But I did wanna make a couple recommendations for you guys that you guys can check out and pick up here on Amazon. So for cats, my number one treat is the churro. So churros I discovered about a year or two ago, and I recommend them all the time for multiple reasons. Number one, cats love them. Number two, they come in really convenient packages and flavors. And number three, you can use them not just as a treat, you can use them for medicating as well. So for cats, we never want to put any type of medication or anything they are on in their food because it can cause a food aversion. And so I always recommend that people get these little churros and use that to medicate. But it's still a fun treat just to do, and it comes in this little cute jar. It's definitely a stocking stuffer. It's definitely something that you can gift, put a bow on it. I love it. And so cats and churros, one of my faves. For dogs, what I recommend, or not recommend, but what I really like is the Hill Science Diet Cranberry Oatmeal Dog Treats. And this is why. So a couple years back at my veterinary clinic, we like to do, like for the holidays, we deck everything out and we like to give little holiday cookie treats to our pets when they come in for their annuals. And so we picked up some of these cranberry oatmeal treats for our pets. We put them in little bags, we tied bows, we put them in a big basket, put them on the front counter, and we're like, take some Christmas cookies for your pets. These things smell so good and look so much like cookies. People were literally asking them if they were for people, and we would say no, and they would still like almost take them out and eat them. I think one person did, and we have to be like, no, those are dog treats, you can't eat them. And they were like, I don't care. So these are really, really fun, and they actually do look like treats. So that is something that you could absolutely do as well. Put them in, you can give the whole bag, of course, but you can also divvy them up and have, as you're giving like your friends and family their Christmas cookies, you can also give Christmas cookies to their pets as well. And these look like Christmas cookies. So have those on the list for you too. I want to give some options out there for my food allergy pets. And so holidays, if you have a medical condition, holidays can be not so fun because a lot of our holiday traditions are food and treats, same thing with our pets. And so I do have a tip for you guys that are out there and that have pets with food allergies, or maybe you're on a special prescription diet that cannot do your traditional treat. And so my tip to you is vegan marshmallows. Absolutely check with your veterinarian and make sure they're okay, but most of the time if your pet has a food allergy is on a prescription diet, you can do vegan marshmallows and they will be safe and not interact with that. And so I've included some vegan marshmallows for all my food allergy babies out there. Okay, another kind of like treat, not so treat, stocking stuffer idea. wanted to share with you guys. And so I like to encourage hydration, obviously. So this is a little bit of like a healthy kind of like treat situation, and that is Pup Sip. So Pup Sip are these little packets of hydration water mix that you can use. It actually causes some flavor water for your pets, and so it makes kind of like the water drinking experience fun. And so this is a really good stocking stuffer that you guys can do that is not only healthy, but also tasty and fun for your pet too. Next one is a treat, but not really a treat, and that's cat grass. I think cat grass is really fun. You can, get the whole family involved. You can have your kids help you plant it and grow it. Cats do really love the cat grass. You have to actually be careful that as you're growing it, the cats don't mow it down. We had these at one point in the office growing up front. It was a really fun thing to do, and you can get these. The one that I linked below is like for organic grass, and so it could be a fun like grow interactive cat treat kind of sort of activity. So I wanted to include that on my list as well. The next one is not exactly a treat per se, but it is like an interactive treat thing, and that is a lick mat. A lot of lick mats out there. I'm gonna go ahead and link one for you guys that I think looks like a good one. It's pretty cheap, pretty economical, definitely can be in that stocking stuffer category. If you have not used a lick mat before, you guys are gonna love it. I love it just from a fun aspect, but I love it from a veterinary aspect as well. And so these little silicone mats, easy to wash. You can run them through the dishwasher. A lot of them have suction cups on them so that they don't roll away. And what they are, they have a lot of different crevices. So you can use them with those churros we talked about. You can also use them, with peanut butter, Cheese Whiz, anything like that that you can spread on there, and the little nicks and grooves and things like that. Let the dogs and the cats really have to work at it, so it extends the life of the treat, but it also stimulates their brain. The other thing that I like these lick mats for is to help with medicating, and so it interacts them, they're excited about it. You can mix medications there on the lick mat, or if you're having to do like an ear and eye medication, you can take the lick mat and you can like stick it on a wall or a refrigerator, so when they're licking it, they're actually looking up while they're distracted, and it makes it really easy to like medicate the eyes or the ears. So that was just like an extra tip there. So I think it's a really fun thing to have on hand, and as a Christmas coming, so you can go ahead and include that on your wish list, and I think that would be a great option. Along those lines are other type of food puzzles. So your traditional food puzzle, like this one here, which is the ball, you stuff treats, or what I prefer to do is to actually just put kibble in there, especially if your pet's on a weight loss journey. You can take some of their kibble and put it in there, and as they move and hit and do that kind of stuff with the treat ball, the treats fall out, and they have to kind of like work at it and scavenge. And so for cats, it can be really good as a weight loss tool because they have to like actually forage to get it. It can keep them busy, can keep dogs busy. The downside is if they don't eat all the treats, you might have like little treats everywhere along the house, but most of the time they're gonna eat all of the treats. Again, small can fit in your stocking as a stocking stuffer. In the treat category, I did want to include one kind of like splurge item. I done a video on this earlier, and this is the Top Treats Treat Maker. You guys really liked that video. I did a 3-ingredient homemade treat video, and so I will link that at the end, the actual video at the end in the post-credit scene. So you guys can watch that recipe and make those treats if you like. But this machine was really, really fun. It was sent to me by Top Tree and I absolutely fell in love with it. It's got the recipe book for a bunch of different treats in there for different species. I think it's got hamsters, birds, dogs, cats. It's got all those recipes in there that you can use. What this machine does is it has its own like blender purifier in the same unit as the cooking surface as well as the dehydration surface, so it's like all contained. Comes with all these different mats and ways that you can do impressions and things on there, and so you can make your own treats, so like what's going in there. You can have that fun interactive time, so I really enjoyed that one. It is a little bit of a splurge item, but it might make a really fun gift for you, for your pet, or for a friend, so I wanted to go ahead and include the link for that as well. Okay, so beds, mattresses, that kind of thing. Definitely have some options there. There are a lot of them out there, but I wanted to include kind of some unique ones because it's really easy just to go out and get a bed anywhere. But they can be quite expensive, and I'll be honest, I haven't really been able to find one that I've really fallen in love with. Because of the cleanliness situation. And so a lot of these big, huge beds are really hard to launder. And so a couple years ago, I came up with an idea that I would use a child's crib mattress for my dog Sable Mastiff, 150 pounds. It was impossible, if not super expensive, to find a bed that would accommodate her, plus all the drool that Mastiffs have. Cleaning it was really difficult. And so again, at the end of this video, I will include the link so that you can watch the video on how to make your own pet bed like I did using a crib mattress. So I'm including 2 crib mattresses here in the Amazon list, one full size, one mini. And what you do is you use those mattresses. Yes, you can just put them on the ground if you want. But what I did was I built like a little platform for it so it looked like a bed. And then you take a child's crib mattress sheet and you use that as a sheet, and you can wash the sheet and change the sheet, different colors, all that kind of fun stuff. But the bed itself, because it's a child crib mattress, is plastic covered. And so you can wipe it off, you can clean it, you can disinfect it, and it's a super cheap alternative, I think, and they last a really, really, really long time. And so I would say if you're looking for a nice mattress that is cleanable, because that is what I've really had trouble finding. I've emailed so many companies, and a lot of times like maybe the cover is washable, but there's no plastic, and so it seeps into the underlying material and you really can't clean it. That's why I love these crib mattresses. So you can get the big crib mattress if you have a big dog, you can get the small crib mattress if you have a small dog, and then you can go to town with all the different fun patterns and stuff on these sheets that go with them. For cats, one of my new favorites, and again, a little bit of a splurge item, is Sleepy Pod. Sleepy Pod is basically like a carrier and a bed in one. It's this little pod, and it is heated, so cats absolutely love it. And as a veterinarian, I absolutely love it because it makes it easier for you to get your cat in a carrier. Everybody knows, all vets know, all people know, as soon as you take that carrier out, the cat is gone. People don't bring their cats to the vet because the carrier situation is horrible. Sleepy Pod really can help with that. So you turn on the heater in the Sleepy Pod, it warms the bed up. They want to go in there, they want to lay. It's this little circular shape. It's not like that tube where you have to like shove them in the normal carrier. And the top opens with the zipper. And so they get in there, you simply zip it closed, and you take your cat to the vet. In that, we can open the Sleepy Pod, we can do our exam right in there, close the Sleepy Pod back up, and then off you go, no stress. And it's a wonderful experience for everybody. But it can also double just as a bed at home. If it's really cold outside and your pet wants a nice warm bed, you can just use the Sleepy Pod as a bed as well. Cats, it's a great idea. You can also do it for small dogs. They have different sizes that you can check. I'm going to link the small one below, but definitely check out their shop. They've got some ones that you can travel that are like crash tested. And so definitely check out Sleepy Pod. On the lines of like safety and car safety in beds, I had a client show me they had this really cute car seat for their dog that actually doubled as a bed as well. And so I liked that idea. A lot of times I will recommend that pets travel in a crate, but that's not always possible. So I love this little car seat bed where it hooks into the seat belt, and so your dog can like ride shotgun and have a nice comfortable seat that is safe. You can hook them in there, and so definitely recommend that for dogs. I guess if your cat wears a harness, you can use it with cats as well. And so dog/cat car seat, definitely a good, fun holiday pet gift option maybe you didn't think about. So along the lines of like practical items that I think still can be, good gifts. Everybody has to have a practical item, that they get in their Christmas holiday bunch, that holiday sweater. They're still fun, they're practical, they're useful. So I wanted to include a couple of those on my wish list for you guys as well. Number one and number two things are for nail trims. So people hate nail trims. The experience is horrible. And I think the experience is horrible for a lot of people because they don't have the right tools. And so my suggestion to you and my gift to you is the next two items that I'm gonna recommend, and that is the traditional heavy duty orange nail trimmers. Yes, they have to be these orange nail trimmers. They are the ones that we use in our clinic. They are by far the best. They are the best quality. They last forever. That is how we do your dog's nails so quickly and so efficiently, because the cheaper ones, the ones that are the guillotine ones, they break, they bend, they're plastic, they don't cut through the nail quickly. You have to struggle, and that's what makes the experience bad. And so highly recommend these orange nail trimmers. And they are really sharp, so they do leave the nail a little bit sharp. And so another trick that we use at the office is to Dremel them, and you can use any Dremel you want, but Dremels can be expensive, and so at our clinic we found that Dremel actually makes a pet Dremel that has the lower RPMs, the safe lower RPMs, at a little bit cheaper price. And so I recommend, along with the nail trimmer, if you want those nails to be smooth or you're working on getting the quicks to recede, again, this is dogs, this is not cats, you can also pick up the pet Dremel as well. Small items, good stocking stuffers, I suggest it. Another thing I'm always recommending to pet parents, this is going to be more cat specific, is a pet feeder. And so your cat will appreciate this, I think. So how many people have cats that pounce on their bed at like 3 in the morning? Yes, asking for food. That's not fun for anybody. Your cat is frustrated, they want to eat, you're frustrated, you want to sleep. And so my solution to you is one of these cat feeders. I got one of these many years ago, this exact same one from PetSafe. And what it is a tray that turns, and you can set the number of times it turns. You can measure the food in advance, and you can set it to turn at 3 a.m. This was a life changer for me. And so instead of my cat waking me up at 3 a.m. to eat, he would sit at the feeder staring at it, knowing at 3 a.m. it was gonna turn and feed him. And so I love it. You can get, there's different ones. I'm gonna link, I believe, the five tray in the description box, but you can get different ones. And I love it because you can measure out the food. And so, you know, we're working against obesity here. And you can set it for the time, and you can rest, and yeah, feeding will be taken care of. So love it, check it out. Lastly, in the practical but fun kind of situation is DNA testing in pets. Can be really fun to do it, and there are some testing panels that can actually help you or help your veterinarian determine if your pet may be predisposed to certain conditions. A lot of times I tell people these are just for fun. Just because your pet has, you know, a genetic predisposition doesn't mean they're going to get a disease. So I don't want you to get this and then like fixate over it. But a lot of us get our animals from shelters, and you know, people always ask, well, what do you think this is? What do you think my dog is? And we guess, and we have a fun time with it. But these DNA test panels can be a really fun thing, and a really kind of educational or health tool for you and your veterinarian. So the one that I recommend, because there's a lot of them out there and not all of them are legit, is going to be the Wisdom panels. And so they're by the Mars company. Mars has done like the genome, and actually it may actually have been bought by another company, so don't quote me on that, but that's where the Wisdom panel started. But they mapped all the genome, like almost all the genome for the dog and maybe the cat. I'm not 100% sure on the cat, don't quote me on that. But they've done a lot of extensive work on these panels, so I know that the Wisdom panel is legit opposed to some of these other ones. And so that could also be kind of like a fun little bit of a splurge item that you guys can do as well. Finally, we cannot end the video without recommending two of my favorite books you guys might want to pick up, and that is My Reasons We Feed Our Dog and The Cat's Butler. Nice reference for you guys to be able to educate yourself and do something fun and healthy for your pet. These books are really written in a way to avoid confusion, and they're lighthearted and fun, so it's not really dry and boring nutrition stuff. And so I wrote these things for you guys, and so I would love for you to pick them up on Amazon. There's a hardback, paperback, and ebook, and I will be doing a Black Friday sale starting now through Cyber Monday. And so if you have been on the fence and thinking about it, absolutely would love for you to pick up the workbook and let me know what you think. So there it is. That's my 2025 holiday pet shopping guide. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you will come back and let me know if you want me to do a subscription box video. Leave a comment if you are thinking of picking up any of these items, or if you picked up any of these items. And yeah, hope you guys have a happy holiday season, and I will catch you guys next time.